fucking asking me.
Get a job tonight, Dylan. Don't worry about what I'm going to do. Oh, you've sold me. This is going to be the best fucking movie.
I shall defend myself. Firstly, I don't have a girlfriend, so I can be...
Alright, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and others. Welcome to our reactionary podcast for the new Halo series. My name is Taylor, and with me today, my co-host, Zach.
Yes, the better-looking brother of the Brown family. We don't include Dylan in this because we'll let you decide that.
Yeah.
But we're going to react to Halo, the season 2. The only issue is I'm probably the only person in this entire stream that likes this video or series. So I think we're going to have some interesting things to say.
Potentially, and to make things interesting, Dylan obviously can't make it tonight because of reasons. I've invited a special guest. None other than probably the only person who doesn't like this. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Dog.
I fucking knew. I knew it.
Behold.
I knew who it was going to be.
All right, you ready for a second season of pure garbage? Because I am.
Oh, God. Mate, why weren't you just on the podcast? We already argued about this once, all right?
Let's just see how many episodes they can fit Master Chief's ass in again, eh? I know that's why you like the show.
I really like your avatar there, Lyndon.
Yeah, that's me watching the show.
That looks like you're having an awful good time watching that show.
I'll play it, and then I'll probably stop it at intervals to give our thoughts on what we're seeing. Here we go.
People of Reach.
Right, I'm only stopping it there because she does say people of Reach. Now, there was a discussion on Reach and whether Master Chief was even on Reach at the time of its demise, or whether this will be Reach's demise. What do you reckon, Lyndon? Do you reckon the show be based on Reach or?
Well, Chief was on Reach.
Exactly.
But he didn't do shit. Homeboy was sitting in the freaking cryotube the whole time while all the Spartan 3s doing the fighting. Because right at the very end of Halo Reach, if you played on Legendary, and if you tilt the camera to the right, just as the Pillar of Dawn's taking off, you get a little Easter egg of Master Chief just chilling in his little cocoon. So, as the Pillar of Autumn takes off, Master Chief's on board, but Homeboy did nothing during the fight.
And you know what? Who knows? Maybe he will do nothing. It is early days, Lyndon, and this is
he'll probably get his ass out again.
He's only 15 seconds into the trailer, so you know,
Right.
Whether he has his cheeks out or anything, he can have his cheeks out, Lyndon. That technically that could be canon. How do you know his cheeks were not out during the time period of the game while you were out saving the world? Exactly.
I reckon his ass got more than anything first season than action scenes.
Well, that's why.
And even the one good action scene in the show, it's not even him; it's Cortana. So
that's why we're about to have really good action scenes. So
you reckon?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, let's watch a little bit more.
There you go.
I bring you blessings.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Isn't that one of the Spartans?
That's what I thought it was a Spartan, but I don't know who she is.
Because you had the other female Spartan who took out her little chip and then started acting all autistic. The other two were like super serious, like Vanek, started with a V. And then the sniper chick, can't remember her name.
Yeah, possibly. I can't find anything on it, but yeah,
now
possibly.
She's rocking the cornrows. Hell yeah.
I like the cornrows matches.
Looks like she's crying. So, is this?
He could be seeing Master Cheeks putting his cheeks away because season 2 is going to be a lot more action packed. So I reckon she was happy to see the cheeks. Cheeks are going away. Guns are coming out, and she's like, "No, he can't be." That's
This chick's
Lyndon
good.
realizing that season 2 is about to be way better than season 1.
Oh, it's not fucking hard.
All right, we'll keep going.
Know that I am the instrument of your extinction. Know that I am death.
Holy shit!
This is probably one of the most badass scenes of this trailer. What do you think of that, Lyndon? Does that look cool enough? Does that silhouette there? Does that resemble Master Chief to you?
An elite, bruv.
No, the silhouette, mate. That's the silhouette there. The other thing, that's not a silhouette.
The problem wasn't Master Chief's armor in the first season. The problem
No,
was
it
he
was-
was barely ever in it.
Yeah.
He was just too busy getting his ass out in every scene he possibly could.
Well, again, this is. I feel like we're doing the podcast all over again, Dylan. This is a reaction to the trailer, not the reaction to how season 1 was.
So far, I haven't seen anything to make a wow. This looks amazing.
All right. Well,
Well,
let's
keep watching.
let's watch it further.
Sometimes events are beyond our control. And in those moments, we save what we can.
Look at your faces. I do not see defeat.
Yeah, Lyndon's gonna have something to say because Master Chief's face was out just then, and by canon, by law, he would have been wearing a helmet just then.
Who's this guy? Who's
That's Keys.
He's
I forgot
the
they
chief,
race swap Keys.
and you know what? He looks badass. I reckon he does it well.
Captain Keys in the actual lore is a very cool character. If they can replicate some of that into the show, by all means.
Yeah, no, I think he looks like, I'm looking up Captain Keys right now, and he looks absolutely nothing like him, but he looks cooler than the Captain Keys in the game, that's for sure. Captain Keys in the game looks like Elon Musk if Elon Musk had grey hair and looked like he was on the verge of death.
Captain Keys in the game is from 2001. He's like 4 pixels. Of course, he
Yeah, I
looks
know.
better.
That's exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I'm happy with this so far.
and he was balding too.
No, I'm happy with this.
Balding, Chief caved his head in at the end of Truth and Reconciliation. No, the level's called Keys. That's right. It was on the Truth and Reconciliation, but the flood had infected him and corrupted him, and found out where Earth was. And the homeboy's chip was in his head. So Chief's like, "All right, his ass huss." Punched him in the head, took his chip, blew up the ring. Voila, Keys
Yeah,
went
right.
out of man.
It's pretty good. Maybe that's what's going to happen here. Do you reckon they'll introduce the flood, or they're going to stick to the covenant for now?
Oh, I reckon they're going to do Covenant for now. I don't think that'd be
Yeah.
dumb to introduce the flood.
If you're gonna
right
put
now.
the flood in, you got to do it right.
Yeah, and you've got to make it like get rid of the Covenant for the time being and have the flood a focal point. They can't just
flood
be like a
is-
side. They can't be a side bitch to one episode. They have to be like more serious.
Well, they were frightening, weren't they, when they were introduced?
The flood was one of the most fun things, so I loved doing that.
Halo just turns into a horror game halfway through.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was
it
the
did. It changed the dynamic of everything.
it was like Halo met Dead Space.
The library on Legendary and just hate yourself for the next 3 hours.
And I do not see surrender.
Yeah, she's a tiny chick.
I will not make a stand alone.
I believe that scene is them getting caught off guard while they're in the UNSC. I reckon that's going to be earlier on. He's
How are you
getting
gonna
caught
get
off guard.
Spartans caught off guard?
Yep. Well, they're getting caught off guard by an invasion. You know, those you do realize the ones that they were just attacking were the invisible ones. They're not, they were the ones that can just stealth up, and I reckon they're going to get caught off guard. So let's not take that scene too fucking literal. They're not going to be spending the entire series fighting without armor. Okay.
Gotta keep that CGI budget down.
All right, well, let's go through the trailer, and what I'll do is I'll go back and we'll watch it in slow mo, see if we can pick up a few things.
Go on then.
All right.
Yeah.
We have something the enemy does not. We have heroes.
When the battle ends,
just call it a victory and say it was because of me, because of something I did.
It's Assassin's Creed Halo Edition.
Okay. Again, wait till the end of the trailer. Okay. You're reading too much into certain little scenes. It's probably him going to meet up with some fucking person. Right?
Well, surely this is off. This is off Reach.
Yeah, it's probably at that place where his old mate with the screwed up arm was in the first.
But how tall is the Master Chief in comparison to just a civilian?
He's at least 7 foot.
I thought he was taller.
2 meters. Oh wait, that's in his armor. He's 7 foot. Outside of his armor, he's 6'10". So he stands at 2 meters and 8 centimeters.
Oh, he's like me for real.
Oh wait, no, sorry. 6 foot 10 inches.
That's what 6'10" is.
Oh no, I just wanted to say that to be a dickhead. He weighs 130 kilos. So he's big, but he's not like that.
Not as big as you, big fella.
No. I reckon I could choke him out.
Or something you are. Something you can't see. But you feel it.
Now, wasn't in the... I know. But wasn't the biggest thing in the first season was that when a human was holding a gun, it did nothing against the elites. It was only when the Spartans picked up the same gun did it do anything against the elites.
I don't think a single enemy died from a non-Spartan in the whole first season.
Yeah, I think it was more just like a joke, like they can't kill anyone unless they're a Spartan. I don't think it's actually like...
When actually, UNSC won most ground engagements, whereas Covenant had the advantage in space with more advanced ships.
Well, there you go. So theoretically, right, speaking, the humans would have actually probably been able to take on a fair few. Because there's not that many Spartans. There's only a few.
Humans had better training.
Exactly. Have we not? We've seen Forward Until Dawn. We know what they're capable of.
Forward Until Dawn's good.
That is good.
Like when the ODCs drop, very realistic.
All right, let's watch the final bit.
Here you go.
I will be watching that.
The one thing I've noticed that, forgetting all the inaccuracies as such, they all look identical to the game, like appearance-wise. The ships, the enemies, Spartans, everything has that Halo vibe to it. That's what I like about it.
I think they've done very well with the world itself. Like in the scene, if you go back halfway through, there was a shot where it showed the city view of just the UNSC, and I went, that looks exactly how I imagine it. Like that view there, that's how I picture it. I think they've done really well with the world design there. Lyndon, what's your opinion on it?
The production was always there, even in the first season. Like everything looked good. It's just the story was utter garbage. You gotta utilize your story assets better. I don't know. It's pretty difficult to make a story around Master Chief himself. You should have made a story around the UNSC as a whole, rather than focus on Chief's, weird little coming into humanity. Yeah, he was always disconnected as a human being, but he was never just a fucking robot.
Well, see, that's actually the opposite of what I think everyone else is saying. Everyone else is saying that he is just a robot, and they're portraying him as too much humanity.
Well, you gotta think, he was abducted when he was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
replaced with a clone. Yeah, put through all this horrendous mutations, training, yada yada. Like, I think I don't know exact numbers, but they kidnapped hundreds of children, and like only a couple dozen made it through. He was always a natural leader, and he was always like lucky as well. That was his other thing. But in the show, they don't make him look like a leader.
See, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to disagree on that one. I think he actually looks. I think he looks like he's quite capable in the show, and in a way, I think he is a leader because he's leading the others to be like, hey, just so you know, what you're being told is not correct. He's leading them as like he's the. They all look at him as a leader, as in we follow what Master Chief does. We don't follow what the UNSC does. If Master Chief wants to do it this way, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, that was true at the start, and then they start fighting him towards the end.
Yeah, because he was showing himself to not be Master Chief, as what everyone else has been complaining about with Master Chief, is that they think Master Chief is way too emotional and that he should just be a killing robot machine like a space marine being told what to do. When, in my opinion, I don't think that's a good look for Master Chief in a show. So I think
his emotions should have just been a little bit more like nuanced. Like, don't just have him as like, you know, super aggressive and angry. Like, that's not how he was in fights. He was always calm and collected. He was never desperate.
What are your thoughts on season 2 from the trailer? Are you hopeful on it? Are you thinking that this trailer shows that it looks better or looks worse?
Well, you can already tell it's got more action going on just from that trailer.
Yeah.
Unless everything we've seen is all the actions. I think, first season had 3 action scenes? The one right at the start.
Yeah, like 3 major ones, yeah.
The one where they're trying to get the artifact out, like the war dog scene.
Yeah, there was 3 major ones. There was a couple of little bits and pieces, but nothing crazy besides.
Whereas this looks like, you know, the fall of Reach was pretty hectic. Like, I think billions of humans died.
Yeah.
Covenant lost heaps of ships and heaps of troops. It was a big fight, probably the biggest fight in the war.
Yeah. Personally, I think it looks like they're going in a better direction, making it more about the fighting of the Spartans, which, like I said on the podcast last night, Lyndon, I said to Dylan, because he said he didn't actually enjoy playing the Halo games. And I said, well, if you didn't enjoy playing Halo 3 multiplayer, then you're a fake fan. And I don't think he liked that. But I loved it for the combat, not so much the story. I liked the world and the combat. So
no, I liked all of it. Like, I like the storytelling aspects of the games. I liked how they sort of revolutionized, like, you know, you can only carry 2 guns. You can't just carry a whole arsenal like, you know, Quake or Doom or something like that. You could use vehicles. You know, you were strong. You had recharging health. That was a different thing at the time. You could fly vehicles. You could drive vehicles. You could hijack vehicles.
Yeah.
Pretty robust selection of enemies like grunts, jackals, hunters, elites of different grades. Then you had the Flood. You had the Sentinels. It was all sort of going on. Then Halo 2 just did everything bigger and better. Like, I didn't play much Halo 1 online because I was
Halo 3 for
8
me.
years old.
Halo 3 and Reach were the pinnacle. That's where it became.
Halo 3, 2007 online. It was the best years of my life, I reckon.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're a fake fan if you don't enjoy Halo 3 multiplayer. It was the best.
What's the go here? Do elites and that do they have shields?
Yes.
Yeah, all elites have shields.
All of them. They're basically the equivalent of a Spartan, but other side. Not as good as a Spartan, but yeah.
Not as highly trained, but they're just as strong, all that stuff.
It's good to see we're seeing some actual human emotion out of soldiers watching
Master Chief.
Obviously, hopefully watching the Master Chief in action.
Well, I think they always portrayed that well in the first fight scene, how all the humans kind of sat back and watched the Spartans whoop their ass and go, what the hell? Like, what are these things? I think in a whole, it looks good. I'm excited. We're definitely going to be talking about this on the podcast because I will be watching this. And you know what? I think for the podcast episode, Lyndon will also join in on the first episode for the Halo, and Lyndon watches it as well. And we can discuss it as a whole, everyone watching the first episode. Like, I don't like this scene here. I do think looks dumb. I don't know the context of the scene. I don't know the context why he's there, why he's dressed like that. But from
Always
what
make
the
old
trailer
people look
shows,
weird.
looks dumb. I don't like the Master Chief fighting without the armor, but he could be getting caught off guard. Don't know the context.
What'd they do with that chick from the first season, the Asian girl that survives the start?
Oh, she's gone. She was. I don't think she was meant to be like a main character. She was like a side.
Are you
piece
talking
of the
about Quan?
One, that's it.
Yeah.
She's in it. Quan's in it.
Is she?
That is a radar. Hey, it looks like he's eyeing that off.
Yeah, that does look like a radar.
Or it could be the anti-aircraft gun that you destroy in Halo 3, similar.
Well, that shot of earlier in the trailer where the beam comes and just destroys the ship, that was pretty badass.
Yeah, that would have been like a glass beam or something like that.
Yeah, that was.
Is it just me, or does the elite armor look like the old school armor of when Arbiter got stripped of his rank and he had to go back to wearing the old armor?
Yeah, more metallic looking armor rather than the blue, red, and gold armors.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what this armor looks like. It's not just that one elite; it's all of them. All of them are wearing the same thing.
Oh, look, Halsey's back.
All right, so what are they doing here?
Flying through space, mate. What's it like?
Yeah, flying.
Looks like they're falling. They're falling through space.
So now we're going to be English teachers.
Maybe they've learned. Maybe they're going to start off slow because this looks like it's all based in the first episode. I mean, if the first episode is the fall of Reach and this is based in Reach, then it looks like there's a whole bunch of dialogue and a whole bunch of stuff where it looks like people are getting comfortable. Like that's her. That's that chick that was crying. When you go back here, it kind of looks like that's Master Chief. Surely I can see the back of his cheeks there. And it looks like everyone's pretty comfortable on Reach for the time being. She's obviously spending time with
other dudes.
Brother?
Maybe a bit of a drinking night. Maybe they just got her home from a pub. She had too much to drink,
That's
so
that radar again.
Yeah, that's that radar. Where's the
at the start of Halo Reach, the game, you do try to take back a radar station from the Covenant. Maybe it could be related.
Yeah, okay. So Zach could be right. It looks like a infiltration, like a sneaky one where they come in and maybe the elites are there to, disrupt all the defenses of Reach.
Certainly possible.
See, I wonder what that is, because if those scars are from an energy sword,
that's the augmentation scars. That's the scars all Spartans usually have in their bodies.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, so she's a Spartan.
To see it, then you see, maybe I reckon there she's seeing the destruction or something. Actually, no, that's her being touched while she's got all the scars on her. So I reckon she's just being worked on.
Maybe she's going to have some humanly reflective moments.
I do like that. Seeing the Banshees flying in. It's a good scene.
They put the Arbiter in. Make the story spicy.
Is it? Yeah. Well, is it the Arbiter though, or is it just?
I think he was in charge of the attack on Reach. Because then at the start of the first Halo, he's chasing the Pillar of Autumn onto the Halo. And then he gets folded by Chief, and then he gets turned into the Arbiter.
That's it. That's what happens. So what's going on here? Where's this? This isn't the same.
I reckon it's all on Reach. It's probably just a different outpost. It's getting glassed.
I reckon it's probably a surprise attack. But if it is a surprise attack, then this must be when they're trying to evacuate everyone, and Chief is left behind, perhaps.
Oh yeah.
Looking for survivors or looking for the other Spartans. Like he wouldn't leave the other Spartans to die on Reach, or this must be the evacuation or something like that.
That's when the glass cannon hits the evacuation ship that they're all on.
It looks like John Cena a little bit.
It does. It kind of looks like they're going for a Mass Effect 3 beginning.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Similar.
Just making sure it's equal representation. It's not, is it?
They got
Not
the
really.
Starship Troopers armor going on.
Yeah.
I've always
They're-
liked the
they're in their
UNSC
part.
though. Yeah, look at that. So what are they? They're holding out. This looks like Chief down here. So I wonder what happens. Like, why is he not in gear? I mean, surely he's got time to chuck it on now.
When you go on the trouble of paying an actor, you need to show the actor a bit more, don't you?
Hmm.
That's her. She's obviously got some makeup on. I don't know if she found time to do that.
It'll look pretty for the Chief now that she got feelings.
And she's
If
got
that-
a kid out with a battle rifle helping out, who just got away by the skin of the teeth.
The jackals
Oh,
look
yeah.
good. All right. He looks a bit bruised and battered here. So I wonder
Doesn't
what's
get his
going
armor
on.
on.
So I
Yeah,
reckon there
true.
must be a reveal for him to put his armor on. So all this stuff with him.
It's probably the
These
beginning of
battles.
the first episode.
Yeah.
Probably just the
I
first
reckon-
episode of building up.
I reckon Zach's pretty much on it. So they're going to have a surprise attack. Spartans aren't going to be in gear because it's obviously been perhaps a time of peace. It looks like everyone's taking it easy. The Spartans are sort of, this would be them going out to here to try and figure out what's going on, potentially. And then it obviously must all go to shit. And then they get stuck behind or something.
And we'll see how good we got our hypotheses on Feb 8th.
I reckon this kid here dies for sure if they're going
Yeah.
to go down the Mass Effect 3 route.
100%.
The story is probably going to follow her, I reckon.
Or
Whoever
maybe
she is.
she's the next. Maybe she's the next clapper for Master Chief.
Put it past them.
Fuck it.
Well, look, like I said to Dylan last night, Master Chief has that much testosterone going through him. I'm sure he's a horn dog. So I'm not going to put it
Spartans are
past him.
fertile.
I'm not going to put it past him that he needs to, let one out every now and then.
He's
Well,
probably
anyway.
shooting blanks.
I reckon they're probably going to go down a different route. They've done Master Chief as they've explored his human side. She's probably going to be a little bit more going through that trouble, and Master Chief will be probably aiding her through it, probably showing a little bit more leadership, perhaps, in this one. And yeah, I reckon we've covered all bases here, I think.
But
So
yeah,
who's
I
she?
think she's the one in the first season that kicks ass. She's the one that starts to agree with Master Chief that shit's not right and that they've done something wrong. So she's the sniper.
I put pink stuff in my hair. Look how
Yeah,
crazy
she
I
put
am.
pink. I think it's going to be good.
Whoever these guys are. Don't know who
I'll
these
give
guys
it a
are.
shot. Not that
Who are
it
They
these
look like-
guys?
They look like the Adeptus Mechanicus from Warhammer, but with skin.
You know what? Ever since I've started reading up on Warhammer and doing all this stuff, all I see all over the place is like, this is where they probably would have got that from.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hipsters
But
did it.
these guys look like whoever these guys are. Yeah. Whatever this is.
Yeah.
Like a
So,
Forerunner ruin. All their triangle
Is it-
doorways.
yeah.
I do like the triangle doorways.
But this looks like abandoned, all this sort of stuff. Wouldn't even know.
Yeah, there's
where
probably
it
a
is.
subplot underneath the main invasion to do with the Forerunners. There were rebel factions on Reach. Sort of like Polish in the game, the language they spoke.
Yeah, okay, because she does look like a
Slavik. Remember that space battle at the end?
yeah.
No,
I
at the
I
beginning.
think that was my favorite when they opened that. I thought that's wicked. That looks
And-
awesome
This is where he jumps out and flies to a ship.
for sure. Flies through the entire space field and drops
Hmm.
that bomb. in that
Without his
Covenant
helmet.
ship.
Well, it might be like the game where they board that Covenant Corvette, fly into the supercarrier, and detonate its bloody
Yeah, but
engines.
he's going to take his helmet off before he jumps out.
He'll have to, because how do you know it's not him?
Don't give him any ideas.
I thought this was great. Like,
Yeah,
but the
Philly
thing is, though,
reports-
we haven't. Have we seen Halo yet? Have we
Yes.
seen any?
Yeah.
We have.
It's
Season
referenced in the first season.
In the first season, at the very when he's like with the girl that he ends up clapping, there's like visions where they're together on Halo, and they're like, "This is what we're fighting for. This is peace. This is where we want to be."
It looks like an even playing field. This doesn't look like it's a demolishing.
Well, you know
or
what
an
it probably is?
ambush.
It's probably them escaping Reach, and then this shit's all waiting for them.
Well, it kind of doesn't, because this kind of looks like, well, I'm going to give it to him. This is the chief of, I'm going to give it to him. Send me in. Cortana, send me in.
I think I've got good hopes for it, to be honest. So everyone, tune in and prepare for me and Lyndon and probably Dylan to have an argument.
Well, it depends.
February 8th.
I've got to
Weird not to
go. I've got to go watch season 1. So
yeah, you do need to watch it.
yeah,
Good
make
luck
up my
on
own
that.
decision. Zach, what are your overall thoughts? Optimistic?
I'm
Or-
optimistic because it looks like they've done what people want, which is more action. Focusing less on Master Chief, hopefully now, and just focusing more on the fact that UNSC themselves are in trouble and maybe share the limelight with some other Spartans here and there. But yeah, overall, I think they're moving in a better direction. I didn't see any cheeks and I didn't see any clapping. So for me, it's a good trailer.
Lyndon, your thoughts?
Well, I hope that is focused on the theme of Halo, which is hope. That's the whole idea of Halo. Is
Got to have that hopium.
hopeless odds. You know, the Covenant have all this stuff. They got this, and the Flood. The Forerunners, and then Chiefs just fucking bang, bang, wins. UNSC sort of rally around him. I was like, the hero. And things start changing. Their leads revolt. They realize that they're fighting for bullshit, and the brutes take over. You got all the grunt rebellions going on. There's a lot to it going on in the background. I hope they, don't just focus on Chief having his little weird human moment. In the games, he's fully aware of what happened and he's accepted it. He doesn't care. It's like, cool. I need to save humanity. It is what it is.
Well,
Yeah.
Is he at that point now? Is this where he's
I
gone
think
through that? He's finished. He knows who he is. He just moves forward now.
Well, look, I agree with Lyndon. I will be disappointed if they keep going on about it. But if they kind of just let it go now and move on from Chief and just kind of do the story, I think it'll be a better direction.
Yeah. Chief can be in it and he can be a hero. That's great. But he shouldn't be the center focus. Humanity is. He was just a vehicle of destruction.
Exactly.
Whereas Cortana did a lot of the stuff and Keys did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And his daughter did a lot of stuff.
It's kind of like playing a Warhammer game and making it all about the God Emperor Mankind himself, and then basing the entirety of the Warhammer universe on the God Emperor the Mankind himself. That's not what it's about. So
yeah, well, it's what I remember about the video games. The video games did a very good job of making it feel like the world was alive. It wasn't focused on you moving through the world and you only impacted what happened. I remember playing levels and you were doing something, and then all of a sudden it'd be like, Chief, this, and you'd look and there'd be like this event happening of something, and it made you feel just a part of that world, and that it was things were moving around you even though you weren't there. And from this trailer, it looks like they are trying to build that world. They are trying to make it like a better world building platform, more alive.
Yeah.
So,
because currently the only great adaptation I feel like we have is Last of Us. So yeah, it would be really nice to have another one. So
the game was basically a movie as it was. So wasn't too hard
Lyndon
to
was
adapt
not
that.
a fan of Last of Us, were you? You
I
weren't.
will never understand the hype over that game.
Well, we'll wrap it up there. That's awesome. Thank you for coming on the show, both of you. It's a privilege to work alongside
keep
both
it PG,
of you.
but yeah, thanks for that.
Absolutely.
And we'll hope that this show brings the goods this time, brings more cheeks.
And tune into our podcast.
So we'll do a review of each episode as they come out, hopefully, or the two of them anyway, and then we'll discuss and talk about it, and probably slowly fade out if it's shit, and then probably get more hyped if it's good.
Yeah,
we'll see how we go.